started it all. How many of you were here from the beginning?
Let us know in the comments, does this look familiar to those of you that have been watching our shows for about 4 years now? We're going to cut to the front office and give you some information about our plans for 2024. Action!
Hey everyone, welcome to 2024. We have so much in store and so much planned for you. It's super exciting, but I'm going to stay focused on what I'm doing today. We're all going to do this mini clip that gets mixed into our live video. Hope you like it. We are off next week. We give our staff, this is our holiday gift and a year end, like Yahoo, you guys did a great job. We give them the week off with pay. So Glass Academy will be very quiet next week. We really want to take this time to reset and refuel. So Jake's going out of town. I'm working on a project. Chris has got some things going on. So enjoy this pre-recorded new video for 2024. Okay, today, if you saw the last live show we did on Tuesday, I made, and maybe I'll put this up, I made an inspired cup, and it was based off this coffee pattern. I was really looking for when you have coffee and you pour the cream, the swirls they get. So you did see that item made. I forgot the picture as my source, but I'm just kind of showing you I get inspired by so many things. One of the greatest things I get inspired by is nature. I was packing up some things, moving some things around in the house, and I had all my seeds that I collected, and I really enjoy the pattern of them and want to turn them into products that we sell or celebrate the uniqueness of the seeds. So with that, what I was finding was I had all my little bowls that I put my seeds into. And these are just like trinket bowls, nothing more than a trinket bowl. They sit around the house. Many of them have colors and patterns, just little tiny bowls. And this one is ceramic. Can't remember where I picked it up or who made it. Unfortunately, it's not even signed. But glass will not translate the same way to make this frilly. Think of like a ballerina with a frilly skirt. But I'm gonna try something similar, and so it's kind of an experimental. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but I have a great idea of what I want it to look like. And so I pulled out a variety of tools because as I'm doing this frilly skirt, I'm not sure which tool is gonna be best. If I do just these flat crimps, then the design will be flat. But I have some lined crimps here with straight lines. And so my thought is a big fat bit, pinching it there, taking the lined crimps. And then because the other tweezers kind of have a crevice in them, I've got two choices of round tweezers. And I'm actually liking these better because they're really thin. So what I think I'm gonna do is do the flat crimp and then go in with these round tweezers and just give it a little ruffle around it. Then one thing I'm really big on is pattern. This bowl is super frilly and I want to kind of play with that idea. It's a shape I already like to make. It's going to have this fluted foot on it. But when I'm done, what I'm going to do with the color is we're going to do it upside down. We're going to sift the brown color on here so the underside will be darker. Then I'm going to flip it over. We're going to put the iris gold, and I'm probably going to do that sideways so it goes in these crevices. The final layer will be a pink on the top, so it'll kind of have like a pink underbelly on the inside. That's what I'm going for. And if you watched any of our shows throughout the year, you know that when we do these things, they take a lot of time to figure out. You got to experiment with them, then you got to get the color right. And then if we want to sell them to you, our public, we need to get the price point right so that's affordable for everybody. So that's what I'm working on today. I did have this bird set aside to do this video. This was a product I picked up earlier in the year, and I was like, you know, I bet we could make something really cool with glass. Kind of the same theme, just a real stylized bird with some lines in it. So that's another product we're aiming for in our spring show. I do know that you guys had talked a lot about what do you want to see, because I ask you these questions. What do you want to see? And most of you said new products. That was the highest category that came through. So I know this is pre-recorded. It's a little different than we normally do. We will be back the following Tuesday. Actually, Chris and I will be out of town, so Jake will be there live the following Tuesday. We had a snafu with Wi-Fi and the internet, so we're working on that this week, and we'll be good to go back to normal. I don't know what the date is, but not this Tuesday that you're watching this, but the following Tuesday. So thanks everyone. Look forward to seeing you. Enjoy the show. Okay, here we are back in the hot shop. There's only 3 of us working today because the staff is going to be off. We're going to be open soon. I'm going to start a piece. Jake goes next. Chris, you're going to hear from all of us.
All right. Let's do it.
Yep. That's right, folks. It's go time. It's a beautiful morning. We're doing it here, and Michelle's getting on the pipe, so join us for a sweet one.
Here she is over here warming up her blowpipe, guys. I love it. We got the first of the snow this year here in Dearborn, Michigan. Got about 3/4 of an inch, and it's nice.
Feels like Christmas time, even though Christmas feels like a month ago at this point.
Yeah.
But it's definitely getting cool out. It makes the hot shop feel that much better when we're in here blowing glass.
Oh yeah, here we go. So she's adding some color onto the surface of the glass. And she looks like to me she's got a beautiful ruby, gold ruby, which is super nice and one of the most expensive colors out there.
Start the new year runs.
You know, she's in the glory hole right now, guys, which is cooking at about 2,500 degrees. And she is melting that color into the surface of the clear crystal she gathered out of the tank.
Here's your good one.
Okay.
Rolling the glass on the steel plate, the Marver, you guys, that totally chills the surface of the glass so that when you blow your bubble out, it blows out symmetrical. Marvering the glass is a necessity. Some glass blowers only use the cherry wood block, but we tend to jump back and forth between both because there really is defined reasons why you would Marver or use the cherry wood block.
An incredible bubble.
Incredible. Got some cool jacks, so I'm warming them up. This is basically all I'm doing.
Michelle was just mentioning, she said, oh, she had some cold jacks and she was warming them up on the surface of the glass. Sometimes your assistant, just like what Jake's doing right now, will heat the jacks up for you so that when you are carving your neck, which is where the glass is broken off, it makes it that much easier because the jacks are already warmed up. They're not sucking the heat out of the glass. So right here, you're gonna see it.
Carved a neck before? Kind of sounds like a Thanksgiving turkey situation.
I always pull the neck out of the turkey and then boil it in some water and make some bone broth and turkey neck broth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yummy.
World famous turkey neck soup.
It's very distinctive. My dad talks about that. Like he'll go somewhere and be like, this is just like soup I had when I was a kid.
Turkey neck soup?
Chicken usually.
Chicken neck soup? Yeah. Well, back in the day when you were growing up on a farm, you ate all the parts of the chicken. You didn't go to the store and buy a two perfect giant jumbo laboratory modified turkey breasts or chicken breasts. All right, so looks like she's getting her basic core bubble down now, guys. Look at this.
When I come out with your vegetable.
Yep. Beautiful.
She just mentioned to Jake that she wanted him to give her a bench blow, which basically means she wants him to blow in the end of the blowpipe while she's shaping the glass that she's working on, which is like a double team action.
That's exactly what it's like.
And you hear her, she says blow, stop, but she, the main control mechanism is her pulling the blowpipe out of Jake's mouth when he's blowing. That's the ultimate control, because I can't tell you how many times it's been loud in the studio and you say to your assistant blow, and then you want them to stop and you say stop and they don't, and you just watch your piece like expand. Jake, if you had that experience, Jake.
Yes.
Can you show them the bottom of both of those? That's why they're sitting next to each other.
So
Give it a squish.
this is the bottom of that ceramic inspirational piece that Michelle has, and then this is the bottom of a chalice we've done, and it's kind of got that really nice floral look to it, which is super sweet. That's what she's going for. That's kind of what making art is all about. And I'll tell you what, I remember a few times we were just overwhelmed with everywhere Michelle and I go, we would see things. It doesn't matter if you're in the woods, if you're in the mall, or if you're in, amusement park. You see things that inspire you, that you want to express in the glass. And she's big into floral stuff, guys. She's an amazing green thumb. She grows all kinds of flowers, and her arrangement skills are ridiculous. So for her to create a floral style piece is amazing. That's right up her alley.
You can just reheat it in a block. Oh, you know what? I needed to do it higher up. So the frill is... Alright, so the next one will be higher up.
So it's an application process when you're working with the glass. It's just way easier to, and it's the way the glass has to be, add multiple bits of glass on and shape and sculpt those, because you never get the super creamy, liquidy texture of the glass once you've taken it out of the furnace. It's only that liquidy once. Once you've added it onto your piece like she's doing, you're never gonna get it that hot again. So for her to consistently get the same pattern, she needs those hot molten gathers every time.
And what I can see right now is you and Jake being like, oh, I got that bit. Whoa, what is that bit?
We didn't say that.
Nope.
But because I do all this stuff to it, honey.
Everybody blows glass differently, and Michelle's right when she was saying, oh, she sees Jake and me judging the way she's putting the bits on and stuff, but the more we work together, and we've been working together a lot, the less you do that, because Michelle proves to me every single time I've said, I don't know why the hell she put that bit on like that, it looks really crazy and she should have put it on a different way, then all of a sudden, like 10 minutes later, I'm looking at it going, oh my God, that's so cool looking. Maybe I should try putting the bit on that way. So it's cool, you're always learning from, your partners and your assistants and your fellow glass blowers. It's really sweet. That's the other cool thing about all of our glass addicts out there. I see those guys seeing other glass blowing studios and seeing other videos, and it's a really, if you love the glass, it's great that you guys love us, but every glass blower's got different techniques. They learn different ways. The glass that's blown out in California, in like Northern California and up in Seattle area and stuff, is a stylized type of blowing that's different than the Midwest. So it's cool to explore and check it out. So what's happening here, Shell? What are you doing now?
You know what I'm doing.
I was wanting you to tell everybody else. What are you doing?
I'm hanging out by the glory hole.
Staying warm. I like it.
It's winter here. It snowed. I'm looking for the edge of this glass to get soft enough that I can open it up. I'm gonna open it up maybe 3 inches. Jake's gonna bring me 2 bits. I'm gonna do the floppy, frilly edge on the top. But the final bit is to add the color. The color's a big part of it.
The frit action, and that's when I'm going to be passing off the camera to Jake, and I'm going to be tapping that beautiful powder on here for you.
I was gonna say it's not frit at all.
Well, that's another thing, you guys. The different color applications and colors that we have. Frit is larger chunks of color, but crushed color starts with powder and then works its way up to larger granules and then gets to actually chunks. So like a size 4 frit would probably be like the size of, I would say like crushed walnuts or something.
You're throwing me, bringing me the bit from the front. Not saying that I'm comfortable with that. So we'll figure that out going forward.
And then it goes down to sand size frit, then powder.
It's some cool frilly action. They look like fins, like fish fins.
All right, Jake's bringing these bits over nice and creamy.
The thing is, too, after I do these, everything will get faster. I'm just like so into what I'm doing right now and looking at the pattern that I'm not doing speed, which is fine.
It all gets improvised over time.
So bring me one more trail. I'm gonna go a whole one underneath.
A little bit bigger.
What you guys didn't see because I was zooming in on the glass, the crystal that she was adding onto there for her design, was that she could only tweeze and manipulate that crystal for a few seconds, and she'd have to dip the tweezers into the water to cool it off, because if the tweezers get red hot, they'll stick, just like the glass is sticking to the end of the blowpipe. So she has to chill it with water so she can go back in. Now those are the pinchers, the ribbed pinchers, but here comes the tweezers, and you're gonna see this happening. Watch. She's twisting it, but they're so thin and delicate that they will heat up and stick to the glass. And as soon as she feels them start sticking, she goes in and dips them. And I'm gonna get a shot of that happening when she goes to dip them very slowly in a moment.
What? I got enough to concentrate on yet to figure out what you're talking about. Jake, I want to
Missed
cover.
it.
Oh, you know what? Let's do the.
She's fast.
The GA bit.
She's fast, folks. But now she's working on, she's gonna have Jake, she said, let's put the GA bit, which everything we do here at the Glass Academy, put a GA stamp on it so that you know that it came from the Glass Academy here in Dearborn, Michigan. We're about 10 minutes outside of the city of Detroit in the Great Lakes State. I like saying the Great Lakes State because that's what we're doing with the Michigan Room. The Michigan Room is all Great Lakes, the 5 Great Lakes, symbolic. We're representing all that beautiful blue color.
Switch off and we're gonna do the powder.
All right, I'm gonna hand off that, and I'm going over to the powder
Zone.
The powder zone, folks. Yeah, we're doing the go around on the bottom, correct? So I've got some powder in there, and I'm going to use this as the tapper. Michelle's going to keep it up fairly high. There you go.
Okay. Iris hold next.
Okay, now she's switching me up.
You need it. You gotta hustle.
I do.
Yes. Because I want it to stay kind of scatterless.
Quick swapper. Yeah.
All right. Take this. Production.
Okay. The timing of this is really important. She wants it to stay texturous, but if you don't take enough heat on there, then your piece is gonna crack. So she's doing very light heats, not to melt it in all the way, but to just keep it hot enough.
Inside.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Chris, could you run over and do a motion?
I got the bling bling for you. Little iridescent flame. We're gonna get a good look at it here. Wow. Super cool looking. Really beautiful. Very similar to what we got going on here. We're gonna get it off of there and get it into the box. Chris is wrangling it like a snake in the wild. Whoa. Oh, perfect brake.
Perfect.
Just going for the claw. We're gonna go over into number 1, tuck it all the way up in the front left here. About 950 degrees in this box. Here comes Chris. Steady hand, Chris. Into the box. Beautiful. Woo!
Good. So excited.
All right. Any final words on it?
The texture is really what I want. I see how I have to do the swirls. I see where I can change some things, but we're on a good trajectory for going forward. I'm really excited.
All righty, on to the next one.
Happy New Year, everybody. Chris Nordine here from the Gatheirng Point. You guys know that. We're starting a new year, fresh. I'm super excited to fulfill all of my thoughts and creativeness, especially on the show, because I love sharing that kind of stuff with you guys, and I know you guys are really into doing it with us and seeing us create these new products, new things, new ideas, how the business runs behind the scene. And I'm excited about it. Recently we did some testimonials. We had some of you folks give us testimonials on us so we can use those in our marketing, and I think one of the first things I want to do this year, and I'm going to be doing it on this show that's a pre-recorded show, the first one after the new year, is I want to do a special tumbler for everybody who gave us a testimonial, and I'm going to call them the testimonial cups. And I think that keeping that particular style cup as our testimonial cup, when we get testimonials from people, we possibly could be giving them a cup like this, which is pretty sweet. But my idea for that cup, I mean, I wanted to kind of start by having a few pieces. This is a new year, and it always makes me reflect back to when we did other things, and this particular piece is a ova vase, and Michelle and I made these probably a really long time ago. Let's take a peek at it and see if there's a signature on this. I don't have my glasses on me, but I think this piece was made in like the mid-1990s, and you can see we still use that spiral, and we wrapped them around the pieces. This one was called an ova vase because we ovalized it, which was a pretty cool technique. There wasn't a lot of people doing pieces like that when we were cranking these things out in high volume for galleries all over the US. But what I wanted to show was that a lot of the pieces that we do that are more established, higher end pieces are reflected in our regular utilitarian type pieces. And this is a gorgeous ruby red piece with that same spiral on it that gives you kind of a connection between the past. And starting these pieces for our testimonial customers, the testimonial cups, it's cool to think that these are going to evolve into something. They could evolve into other products, other things that are going to just be really cool. So you guys are going to see that. But my thought to explain to you what I'm going to be making for these cups is I want to have it be one simple iridescent metallic color with clear crystal, almost water droplets, very texturous and big off the outside edge of the cups, so that you can really feel that texture in your hand. And every cup is going to be the same but it's going to be individual, just like our customers. Our customers are the same because you folks are our customers and you're our friends and you're our followers. And that means all those cups are just like you guys. They're all the same, but they're different because the bumps are going to be placed all over it differently. So each one's going to be individual. I think that's a super cool conceptual definition of the pieces for this particular project. We're going to be going through the whole show, and we're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff. I'm excited about it. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the hot shop. We're going to get crazy, and it's going to be a good time. What's happening, everybody? Here we are in the hot shop. Jake and I, Michelle's on the camera, show 249, and I'm here to make the Testimonial cup, which is going to be super sweet.
And what are the specifications of the Testimonial cup exactly?
I'll talk as you guys are rolling.
All right.
Sounds good. Yeah, but this particular design is going to be a real simplistic design with the colors, but the pattern is going to be very organic, very earth-like. It's going to have the reduction color, which has a great reaction when you reduce it with clear over it, and then it's going to be one of a kind. Each one's going to be one of a kind. So I'm going to gather it up. We're going to get started.
Getting started.
Getting started.
Wait, let me look at your hat. One thing that's coming in 2024 even more is swag. You guys have been asking for sweatshirts, t-shirts, all of that jazz. It's coming. Get ready. Graphic designer has been working really hard to come up with some designs and patterns for 2024. And so we're going to tell you all about those as the year rolls along.
Boy, we got some cool stuff lined up, folks. We got a lot of things. We got about 10 different jars of honey that our hands are in. That's how the saying goes. But it's all going to be sweet and creamy.
Is that your new word for 2024, creamy?
No, that's been Dad's word for a long time.
Yeah.
So instead of buttery or
it's
juicy,
either buttery, creamy, juicy, or what's the other one?
I don't know if there is a fourth one.
Buttery, creamy, juicy, or molten.
Yeah. Well, around here we like to save on energy, so when you go for a nice gather, it's best to leave the door as wide open as you possibly can over there.
See, at the start of the new year, we always look at our finances. We're going over the books. We're looking at what subscriptions we have, we don't need anymore. Where can we trim a little bit? Jake did a fantastic job of taking our phone plan down in price. It's one of these things you kind of constantly got to do. Monitor your spending so that we can bring more value.
I kind of feel like everybody in the United States should get a free phone with unlimited data when they pay their taxes.
Yeah.
The government should just foot the bill, and then we can eliminate all the phone companies and just tell them all the blah, and it'd be great. Jake, I'm ready for those bits.
All right.
Not too huge, but huge enough.
Something like this.
Sure.
Going for symmetry there.
Had to break it up a little.
Yeah, it's good that I went first because I like push these guys. I could see them just like stomachs churning as I added the bit on. But again, you gotta go rogue. You gotta try some different things. Otherwise you end up with symmetry all looking the same.
Not the cemetery.
We were talking about cemeteries earlier too.
Not me.
All the burial options. I don't know if you guys know it. Chris does this company called Ashes in Art Glass. It's taking human or animal cremains and putting them into the glass.
One more.
So that's why we were talking about funerals. Well, we were talking about cemeteries. Ways to bury.
Perfect little dollar, I'd say.
Funku. Do I need any other ones anywhere? I don't think so.
So when you add all these little dollops of glass on there, when you blow it out, it makes it tricky. It's got different thicknesses in it now. This was a color pattern technique. The little clear globs are going to look like windows. And when he does the reduction color, it will be a metallic, and those windows of clear glass will not reduce. So they're going to look a little different. Reheating here. And check that out. So Jake walked away, and Chris will probably need a bench blow.
Action.
The 2024 special, folks. This is, as we've mentioned, our week of time off after the holiday push, and we're all relaxing and doing something amazing this day at this moment as a full GA team. But we're pre-recording this video for you for our up-and-coming plans of the new year. And you've heard Chris and Michelle's ideas and what they're working with, and my mind is going to be focused on in the new year here, amongst many different things throughout the business, setting up the bar and getting that idea going, and the creative juices of making mocktails and making regular cocktails, and really making this a place that even more so builds community within the Glass Academy. And that's all going to be reflected in the whole design process and creativity, and growth of that process is going to be reflected online, especially on our new membership program, but through all of our streams and everything that we're working on. You guys are going to be a part of that growth process. So what I wanted to first show off is the sketchbook and what I've had planned over the past couple years. Getting into the busy season, it's really putting a dampener on my extra creative energy going home and being able to go through this and add to it. So this is from earlier in the year. I'm also going to a pretty cool cocktail mixing class tonight, actually tomorrow night, and that's going to really start the creative thoughts as to how we're going to combine handmade glass, drinkware, the history of it all, of both the drinks and alcohol in general, and the glasses that were used in different countries and different places. I think it's a super cool historical thing to draw off of, and that's going to really bring a lot of creative thoughts and a lot of good community together in the way that we do this. But if you come a little closer here and take a look at the sketchbook, I've got a bunch of different things drawn up in here. This is our mold blown glasses that we got made for our basic level tier glasses at the bar. You got your rocks glass, you got your highball, classic water glass perhaps, or some other mixed drink, and then you got a shot glass, kind of a tasting glass, and those are going to be prevalent at the bar in a simple color design, so they're made available to the people. There's my ruler, whatchamacallit. But here's pretty cool. These are kind of like thoughts and ideas of, these are the handles of the Glass Academy so far. We want to really get the happy hour and the custom order land to really pump in here, because sometimes people come in, and they want to get a custom order, but they might not know what they want to get done. And us having made, and you guys, a lot of folks having seen so many shows and seen so many styles of glass that we've made, you may have those creative ideas already in your head, but for someone fresh, coming off the street, coming into the studio, or watching our stream for the first time, we want to be able to give them some options to base it off of. And if something else crazier comes around, then that's great, and we can add to it. But I'm thinking about ideas to get these baseline situations understood by the people. That's marketing. These are custom orders and whatnot, various other things that happen to be in the sketchbook. But here's where I started to really design, or not design, but record historical styles of glasses for cocktails, for beer, for different types, Here we got the grappa glasses. We got the sake glasses over here. And I got quite a few pages of these, you know, the Glencairn cocktail glasses and so on. So these go on, and I've got the history written down. And I think when it comes around time to design a certain glass that goes with a certain type of drink, we'll be able to put on the menu the history of it. We want to be able to talk about the glass, why we designed it the way we designed it, where it came from, and then have either a local brand or some sort of really cool brand that emphasizes the style of drink that it is, that we can collaborate with them and highlight them as well in the creation of a Glass Academy Michigan Room signature cocktail. So the first thing I want to do, and this is not getting the ball rolling on this just yet because there's still so much to do on the bar at the beginning of this year. We need to get the inventory in there and get the liquor and get the beer and get all the equipment in there. But this is going to be the beginning, and I want to show you guys where my head's going to be later in the year, this coming year. And one of the first ones I want to work on is the sake glass. I think it's a super cool, super hip style of alcohol. I love Japanese culture, and I love the style of glassware they do. So these are 3 different styles of sake glasses, and they're usually ceramic, but sometimes wood and sometimes glass. So you could find all different styles. Obviously, this wouldn't be for a hot sake. This would be for a cold one. But if I'm pronouncing it correct, this is the Sakasuki glass, and this is traditionally supposed to be a 2-handed glass that you pass to the next person and everyone gets a sip out of it. So it's not super tiny like a sake glass. It's a little bit bigger, and so maybe this as a signature drink that's designed by us, the glass designed by us, would be a cocktail for 2. And you'd get your bottle and you'd get your 1 sipping glass, and you'd sit with your partner, whoever it is, at the bar, watch glass blowing, and take turns with 2 hands sipping on this warm or probably chilled sake. I got some pretty cool ideas for it. I'm going to try and pull some Japanese style glass blowing, although I've never learned any into this glass. But we'll take you out into the hot shop, show you what the really cool ideas we got going on, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of this video. There we are, folks. It's my turn. I've got a really cool idea for that sake glass. Let's take a look again. My sketchbook. Oh, turned around and it was gone. So this is the style we're going for right here.
Hang on a second, I'm on a roll. Why are they looking orange, but these are yellow?
Great question. The 2-hander special. There's going to be marinis. So when you look into the glass on the very bottom, a clear foot, tobacco opaque body coming up to a clear lip, and you look into the glass when you're holding it with 2 hands like this, and you're like, wow, look at those.
So holding it with 2 hands, is this big?
Medium.
Well, it's going to have a depth enough of it to hold the liquid without it splashing out, right?
Right.
And we're adding a big clear bit onto the bottom.
Yes.
Are you picking those 3 up on the bottom here?
Picking it up right now.
All right.
Do you see the importance of communicating with your team? I'm going to step around to
It's
this
always
side.
important to make sure your assistant knows what's going on.
Assistant, will you turn off the hot plate?
So that particular color pattern with the marinis that you just picked up, that's pretty floral itself, isn't it? Millefiori?
Totally.
I think millefiori in Italian means miniature floral.
Many flowers.
Many flowers or mini floral.
Flower action.
I just saw, did you see that email I sent you of those millefiori Japanese cloisonne?
I didn't get to look at them yet.
Oh, I think they might have auctioned already off, but they're pretty sweet. That's a cool auction site I found. Like super heavy duty stuff.
Check that out. So I want these beautiful marini, which look really cool like that, to be on the inside of the glass. So once I've got them smoothed out like this now, I'm gonna go put a layer of an opaque brown color behind it as a base. So you're not looking through it from the bottom. It's only a top-down visual of these bright flower-like little marinis.
And they are these yellow guys. again because they were hot.
I do want to do a little fade, so I'm not going to put color on the whole thing.
I see him looking at his sketchbook to remind himself what was happening. So here's the fade. He's saying that he's just putting this tobacco color on the bottom half so that there will be clear at the top. Why is the cane out?
Because I was going to originally do something different, but I changed my mind. But I wonder what this texture of the frit would look like on paper.
Whoa, so hot it didn't even burn it. But now it has been burned.
That's the Saki Mojo.
I like that.
So I'm going to pop a bubble into it now. We're going to blow it out real wide and flat, disc-like, UFO-like.
See him.
That's one of the cool things about using that type of a color pattern is that it like evolves as you blow it out and expand the bubble, which is looking super cool right now. So he's spinning a little bit quicker on the blowpipe, and he's going to hold it up in the air to bring it into that low bowl shape, using centrifugal force by spinning it. It's working real nice. Need any air, Jake?
Working
No, I
real
don't think
nice.
so. I think I'm looking real good, and we're going to go for a clear foot here.
About how big? Pretty big, because it's going to be solid, right? So you're talking something probably like that big?
Oh, it looks cool.
All right, stay there. I'm gonna blow it up. Turn slow. Oh yeah. Shout out to the editor. That's a great thumbnail right there. So we talked to our editor. I don't know if you guys know, but we have a YouTube editor, and she takes all our ideas, thoughts, and suggestions and plops them into a video. We have lots of ideas that we're coming up with. The interesting thing though is that we're not videographers, so it's a blend of what we want to see, what can be done, and what's in budget. There are many TV shows that have lots of bells and whistles, but you got to remember they're TV shows, many full-time editors. We are a small studio making some cool stuff. All right, this will be the foot of the piece, and as they were discussing, it's a solid piece of glass attached to the bottom. Jake's doing some shaping while Chris gets the next step ready. The Taglia is this super cool metal tool that allows us to shape it. Jake's paying attention to the angle that he wants the base to be. The solid base is nice because it will sit sturdy on a table. Kind of looks like a mushroom too. Very interesting. We're going to be coming up with a new style of mushroom. I know the blowpipe's attached to the top there, but just showing you how ideas develop.
It would be a cool style of mushroom.
I want to do a lantern that looks like a mushroom. We have a lamp class in development. That's going to be a really cool class. Something I'll work on one of the memberships shows this year in 2024. Next step is to punny it. and then open up the top.
Alrighty.
Back to the glory hole it goes. Get nice and hot. One of the things for classes I thought really was interesting is people didn't like the name glory hole and they wanted us to change it. How do you describe changing a name of a centuries old craft to some modern day thing? Doesn't happen. All right, there must have been a tiny little crack in this, and that blowing technique is a super cool technique to seal the crack. So again, these are prototype, kind of like our experimental show that happens on Sundays. But what this is us trying out new ideas, creating new products for the upcoming bar that we're having. We're actually calling it to the beverage counter just because we say bar, that connotates alcoholic vegetables, alcoholic drink, but there'll be mocktails, there'll be juice drinks, there'll be smoothies, coffee drinks, and most deliciousness. And I guess even soft drinks. And so you guys can put in the chat, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, do you say soft drinks or soda pop?
Pop.
I'll take a pop. Can I have a soda? I know there's regional things. Sometimes you go somewhere else and you say what you say and they look at you funny. What? What does that mean? I see in the far, far distance up over there, there's our gold leaf box. We're going to be doing some things with gold and silver leaf this year. Something new we have not done before. Not on the shows anyways. For certain projects we absolutely have used it, but not during our shows or not a product feature.
It's looking good, but the crack's going to be an issue in getting this low bowl shape. So we're going to kind of see how that works out here.
Where, for low bowls, where are wooden parchofis? Do they exist still? We should get those out.
We never use them. We have to make them.
Well, we have the holder though.
It's cool looking. Look at that.
So two-hand going down.
Look at that color pattern in the bottom. I love the side view too. How it's got a little valley in there for the sake to sit into.
Totally.
And remember, Jake was talking about this is a two-person sake cup that you share the experience, sipping it and enjoying the art of glass blowing while you're sipping on some lukewarm or some nice ice cold sake.
And the cold sake would be unfiltered white, so you wouldn't even see that until you were done drinking. Does it have the GA stamp?
Yep.
He's going for it right now.
Putting it right into the side.
I like that.
Man.
Are you wearing Levi's? No. Are they?
Dickies, maybe?
They're Dickies. Just how Dickies have a label, that's how we brand our glass.
All right.
It's a sweet looking piece. I love it. And that's the evolution of the bar.
Yep.
Beverage counter.
Pretty cool. Well, let's get it off of there. We'll get it in the box and we'll see what it looks like when it cools down. It's going to be bright yellow, grainy on the inside of the glass.
gonna look really, really nice with that canvas of the earthy brown with that bright yellow marini action. It's gonna look super nice. Oh, it's got the skilt flip going on.
Whoa.
Pretty cool looking. Damn.
Bam.
I like it, guys. That's super nice.
All right, you want to do a shout out and say goodbye?
Yeah, that was show 249. Next week we got a really cool one. Glass Academy Young Guns are going to be around, so tune in for that one. We'll be live once again and get into a nice rhythm in the new year. And stay tuned for updates about the new membership. We got cool stuff coming up. And
Be sure to check your emails if you're not on our mailing list. You want to go to glassacademy.com, sign up on the contact page, and get in the loop.
all right, later.